This morning, inflation relief. A bill in Washington faces some fierce resistance as the political stakes rise with the midterms now less than 3 months away.
A new poll has new results on who's ahead in the GOP primary race for governor just one day ahead of the vote.
And flood watches continue to expire. We'll tell you what's left coming up.
Good Monday morning, everyone. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Leah Lynch. Thanks for waking up with us. Flood watches in the Dane County area just expiring in the last 15 minutes. But Julian Seawright is keeping his eye on some more active alerts to our south. Right,
That's
Julian?
right. It's because our friends to the south still have one that's in effect until at least 1 p.m. But that's going to be the extensive amount of time for it. Because honestly, folks, now that the rain is starting to subside throughout much of southern Wisconsin, is only really lingering into northern Illinois, we can expect these last few watches to expire throughout the next few hours throughout this morning. Now, taking a look at what we're seeing on our radar as of right now, pretty much any areas left in southern Wisconsin seeing any rain is between south of Milwaukee and near the Kenosha area. Outside of that, we're still looking at some training showers that are moving throughout northern Illinois into northern Chicago. But outside of that, yeah, folks, it's pretty much going to be dry and cloudy conditions are going to stick around throughout much of our Monday. So it's going to be on the dreary side, but outside of that, at least it's going to be rather quiet. Now, taking a look at our 48 hours, this is how much rain we have seen. Now, this does look something that belongs in an art museum, but this is just the amount of rainfall that we've seen in just the last 48 hours in itself. Around Madison and some parts of Dane County have seen around 3 inches of rainfall, and near Viroqua we're close to 3 inches in itself as well. But areas to the southwest have seen more significant rain totals. Almost 4.5 inches just south of Platteville, near Janesville, 1.5, and some areas have seen 2 to 3, and then as we can see, close to the Illinois state line, just south of Monroe, they have estimated about double digits in terms of rainfall totals. And that's because we've seen the stalled out front, which has just been bringing in plenty of moisture and rain as throughout the last 48 hours from this weekend going into this morning, just continuing to funnel plenty of showers for us. But now as we continue throughout the rest of this morning, that's going to be drying out, and we are left behind with cloudy conditions. Now, take note that we are going to see today's high rather early this morning, because the rest of this afternoon we're going to hang into the lower 70s, and boy is it going to be cool. The northerly flow from Canada is going to keep things cool throughout the rest of Wisconsin throughout today, and especially heading into our Tuesday as well. The good news is that the cloud cover is going to start to break once we get into overnight hours. Waking up Tuesday morning, another comfortable start, and it's going to be even more comfortable by the time we get into our Tuesday afternoon, as the upper 70s are going to stick around throughout much of southern Wisconsin. Folks, it's just going to be a flat-out great day for us as we get into our Tuesday. Taking a look at potentially what we could see in terms of the rain, but now that the rain's starting to subside, we can pretty much ignore these numbers for the next few hours for us. Not going to be looking at much more rainfall totals here in southern Wisconsin. Now, the next few days, well, the next 10 days, this is what things are going to be looking like. Blue skies ahead once we are done with the cloudy conditions from tonight. Upper 70s, mid 70s are going to really hang into the forecast. It's going to be a wonderfully cool and refreshing week ahead for us. The one day that may feel a bit more like summer is going to be tomorrow, so we do have a shot of seeing a storm at nights, but overall not a lot of disruptive or inconvenient weather. Honestly, this is more convenient for us than we've seen in a long time, guys.
Less humid?
Less humid.
Thank goodness.
It's going to be great.
Too muggy, if you ask me. All right, thanks, Julian. To Campaign 2022 this morning, there is some new data out showing just how tight the Republican primary race for governor is here in the state.
Yeah, it shows former Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch now has a slight lead over her rival, Tim Michels, as we enter election week. According to polling conducted by Emerson College, Kleefisch has 36% of the Republican vote compared to Michels' 34%. The two have swapped places since the last poll just about 2 weeks ago that had Michels up by 1 point. 14% of people in this poll still undecided. 41% of those were leaning Kleefisch, 39% leaning Michels. This is going to be the most watched race tomorrow. Current Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes is expected to win the Democratic nomination for U.S. Senate. This after 3 of his opponents dropped out of the race. Kleefisch, meanwhile, will be here in Madison this morning for one last push to get votes. She's holding a meet and greet at Kavanaugh's Club on the city's north side. It starts just before 8 a.m. We'll take you live there when that happens. Next, she heads to La Crosse, then Eau Claire, Wausau, Green Bay, and Brookfield, all today still ahead of tomorrow's big primary vote. And don't forget to tune in for Campaign 2022 Battleground Wisconsin tonight. We're hosting a one-hour special that will look at all the major races in the Tuesday primary. You can catch it tonight at 7 right here on News 3 Now.
Continuing coverage out of Washington this morning, Democrats hope to have the Inflation Reduction Act ready for President Biden to sign by the end of the week. With a tie-breaking vote from Vice President Kamala Harris, Senate Democrats passed the bill after a marathon weekend session. Now the massive economic package heads to the House for a vote as early as Friday. Democrats are hoping the measure will give the party a boost ahead of the midterms and lift President Biden's approval ratings. Republicans, meantime, who gave the bill no support in the Senate, are describing it as a package of tax hikes and unnecessary spending that would worsen inflation and hurt the economy.
Our bill reduces inflation, lowers costs, creates millions of manufacturing jobs, enhances our energy security, and is the boldest climate package in U.S. history.
We're in a recession. Why would you be increasing the cost of government, increasing taxes?
Democrats argue it will reduce health care costs, especially for seniors, including allowing Medicare to negotiate lower prices on prescription drugs. President Biden is urging the House to pass the economic bill as soon as possible.
As Americans navigate high inflation, they're piling up debt at a greater rate than economists were predicting. $40 billion of debt was reported in June. That's a spike from May's revised number of just under $24 billion. The Federal Reserve reports borrowing grew by more than 10% compared to 6% in May. Debt-like credit card balances jumped by 16% in June. Car and student loans are up by nearly 9%.
New reports find the U.S. dollar is up more than 10%, near its highest level in 2 decades. That's great news for American tourists traveling overseas, but it is causing debt problems for emerging economies. The International Monetary Fund estimates that 60% of low-income countries are at a high risk of debt default. That compares 10 years ago to 1 in 5 countries. While some Americans worry about a recession, experts say it's clear that if that happens, it could also lead to a global recession.
Some sad news now out of Greene County, where a man who was seriously injured in a motorcycle crash last week has died. Last Monday, Greene County deputies say 50-year-old Chad Schneider was driving east on Highway 39 when officers say he tried to pass a car in a no-passing zone. He ended up in a ditch, getting thrown off his motorcycle there. Officials say he wasn't wearing a helmet and had to be med-flighted to the hospital, where he later died.
A Black Earth man is dead this morning after crashing into a rock wall outside of Lone Rock over the weekend. Officials with the Iowa County Sheriff's Office say Tyler Russell was driving south on State Highway 130 Saturday when he failed to stop at the intersection of Highway 133. Russell collided with the wall during the crash, and first responders found him dead when they got there. The Sheriff's Office and Iowa County Coroner's Office are investigating.
6:07 now. Coming up, Consumer Reports has some suggestions for portable speakers, trying to make your beach time a little more enjoyable this summer.
And we're in the 608 this morning, playing around with all those school supplies that you have donated so far. It is the final push, and we're going to tell you what is needed and how long you've got when we come back in the 608.
At iMart Express, you'll save on glasses for classes. For $79, get 2 pairs with kid-safe polycarbonate lenses and a free 1-year frame warranty. Don't let the bell ring before you get a chance to save. A $200 value, all for $79.
Rebecca Clayfish. She's the ultimate Madison insider. Clayfish went to China to sell out Wisconsin workers. Back home, Clayfish took big money from lobbyists and then went to work for one, working for special interests backing amnesty for illegal immigrants. Pro-China, pro-amnesty. No wonder Clayfish refused to support Donald Trump. Rebecca Clayfish, the pro-China, pro-amnesty, anti-Trump politician. She's the ultimate Madison insider.
Surgenian's 92-year history means you pay $92 for installation no matter how many rooms you carpet. Get carpet and pad in your old carpet removed and recycled. Our competitors can't match it. Ask about 18-month financing. Local, sustainable Surgenians.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Beneful knows a full life doesn't just happen. It's a choice to take a swing or take that big leap, to to taste all life has to offer. Because a joyful life is a Beneful life.
No job's too big, no job's too small. We'll fix them all.
Fixing broken garage doors, that's all we do here at Precision.
We support the military.
We're proud to be veteran-owned and operated. Whether it's a broken spring or a new door, we've got you covered.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
It's Make My Mondays at Hy-Vee. This Monday, get 6 packs of Pepsi products, only $1.48. Cheez-It crackers, only $1.69. Fish Market raw shrimp, only $3.88. And Dole iceberg lettuce, only 99 cents. Monday only. And save even more with Hy-Vee Fuel Saver. Right now, save up to $7.07 per gallon with your Hy-Vee Fuel Saver Plus Perks card. And visit HyVeeDeals.com for even more deals.
And my economic plan is moving this country in a better direction.
What planet is he living on? Record gas prices, 40-year high inflation, costing families $5 grand more for their necessities. Sorry, Joe, that's the wrong direction. Here on planet Earth, Senator Johnson voted against Biden's massive deficit spending that sparked inflation, and he passed tax cuts to help Wisconsin families survive the economic turmoil caused by Democrats.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
iMart Express owns selection, price, and speed. Need single vision? Get 2 pairs starting under $40. Progressives, 2 pairs start under $80. Nobody beats us, guaranteed. iMart Express. Right glasses, right price, right now.
You are watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back. Our back-to-school fundraiser in partnership with the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County still going strong this morning. It's not over yet.
Josh Spreiter is live at the Boys and Girls Clubs in Madison this morning. We need folks at home to step up for our big final push, right, Josh?
Yeah, guys, this is it. Here are the final few days of our News 3 Now back-to-school drive. We're at the Boys and Girls Club Ally Drive location this morning. You can see all of the school supplies lining this wall. This is a lot of what was donated on Friday when you came out to visit us for our Fill the Boat Day. Tiffany Loomis is here with us this morning. Tiffany, you're kind of going through some of these school supplies. And, you know, where are we sitting right now and what's still needed?
Yeah, we're very thankful for all the donations that we've received. We're looking to exceed over 300 members served. So we're well on our way. Some of the items that we're in need for are some of our college student supplies as well as our preschool age. Just basic back-to-school items, crayons, markers, notebooks, folders, binders, dry erase markers. Those types of items are still needed.
Yeah, and those college items are really crucial right now because the distribution is tomorrow. So anything that can come in today is really, really important.
Yes, and we'll have more opportunities to engage with those students going to college, but we're doing a large celebration for them this week.
All right, so the final push. So right now you're kind of going through, emptying out the backpacks and kind of tallying up what kind of stuff you have this morning, right?
Correct.
You know, what is this job for you and, you know, be able to make a difference for so many of our local kids? You guys serve a lot here in the Dane County area. Any little bit helps, right? Any little donation can go a long way for these folks.
Yes, and there's many ways that individuals can give to this purpose. They can drop off donations at our 3 standalone sites. That's our Taft, Allied, and Mackenzie Club located in Sun Prairie, as well as our administrative office. You can also go online and make a donation where we'll go shopping, and then we do have an Amazon shopping cart is another way to give.
And right now you also are in need of volunteers here with the next couple of weeks. If people are interested in volunteering, how can they do that?
Yep, so our distribution is on the 18th from 5 to 7, so most of next week is really focusing on getting the backpacks assembled and ready for distribution.
You know, this is such a wonderful opportunity, and Friday ended up being very, very successful, our Fill the Boat Day. You know, when you see the community come out like that, I mean, there's a reason you do this job, right?
Yeah, and it is the community. When the community shows up for our youth, it makes every day worth it.
Wonderful. Well, hey, we'll let you get back to work. We know you're super busy unpacking those boxes this morning, guys. Again, the final push here at the Boys and Girls Club. You have until the end of the week to make those donations. Plenty of options. You can do it, of course, at all those dozens of locations across Dane County, including our News 3 Now studios, the Amazon wish list. You can also donate that money as well, and volunteers too. So plenty of ways to donate, guys. The time is now.
Like she said, you know, when the community steps up, it makes everything worth it, and we can't do it without the folks at home. Josh Spreiter, this is it. Last week.
Last push.
We need it.
Last week?
Yeah. Thank you, Josh. We'll talk to you again here in about a half an hour.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out to him on social media or shoot him an email for a chance to be featured. By the way, you can drop off those school supplies here at the News 3 Now studios. We have 2 bins. One is full right now, one pretty empty. Bring your supplies to News 3 Now. We would love to take them in for you.
Or the Amazon wish list.
Or from your couch.
So many ways to donate.
Nice and easy.
As long as you donate. I don't care how they do it.
Exactly.
It is 6:14 here on your Monday morning. Cardinal of the Catholic Church visiting La Crosse this week. Jean-Claude Holrich will attend a Mass at Holy Trinity Church tomorrow. He's also the Archbishop of Luxembourg. His visit comes as La Crosse prepares to name Young Leinster, Luxembourg as the city's 8th sister city.
It's a real tribute, not just to Wisconsin, but it's a real tribute to La Crosse, because we have a number of relationships with Luxembourg.
Holrich's visit to La Crosse is part of a 2-week trip around the Midwest.
Interesting trip there. All right, 6:15. Julian C. right here with your certified most accurate first warn weather. Hi, Julian.
And we got to talk about our commute this morning, which is actually going to start to be improving throughout the next few hours for us, especially since the rain has subsided here in southern Wisconsin. However, we are still looking at some soaked commute for certain areas. But by the time we get into the lunchtime hour, the good news is, folks, well, things are going to be looking pretty smooth in terms of driving around the state. Now, as we take a look outside, as of right now, still looking at some patchy areas of some fog, and plenty of cloud cover is going to be sticking around. But planning out the course of the day, the warmest it's going to be for us today is going to be around our morning hours, because as we continue throughout the rest of the afternoon, going into this evening, we're going to have a nice northerly flow, which is going to keep things on the cool side, and we're going to see those lower 70s, which actually just even updated more so for around 7 p.m. Taking a look at our visibility, remember, it's just a couple of areas of patchy fog, nothing very dense, so visibility in itself is not too obscured this morning, which is good news, especially since we are still looking at a flood watch in effect for the following areas. Now, it's mainly just going to be from Lafayette to Rock and Green County, which is our viewing area, but areas just outside towards the east are still looking at a flood watch in effect, but that could be expiring in just a few moments in itself because of the rain once again exiting southern Wisconsin. It's still training around the northern Illinois state line, but overall, folks, we're going to be looking at more dry conditions by the time we get into the later part of our mid-morning. 3 things we're going to need to know. Things are going to start to dry up, and the best part about it is going to be cool this week, and we're looking at blue skies ahead as the sunshine returns by the time we get into our Tuesday. We'll have more details of what else is coming up in a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
Okay, Julian Seawright, thank you very much. 6:17 now. Consumer Reports is breaking down your options for a portable speaker. Experts took a look at Bluetooth speakers that are waterproof for your beach time for the rest of the summer. What's the soundtrack of your summer? No matter what you're listening to, Consumer Reports has you covered with the speakers you can take wherever you go.
These speakers were selected because they were small, relatively small, fun, and can survive exposure to some of the elements.
Like water, and many of them have rugged exteriors that can hold up to being tossed in a beach bag. Like the Bose SoundLink Color 2, CR's experts say it shines in all the right places.
It's good for sound, it's very easy to use, and it's got decent versatility.
Several recommended models share a cylinder shape that can easily fit in your backpack, including in its side water bottle pouch. For a little more, there's also the Ultimate Ears Mega Boom 3. It gets solid scores across the board, and CR says it's loud enough to fill a medium to large room. If you're looking for something smaller, more portable, and less expensive, look no further than the JBL Clip 4. Although it's not an official CR recommended model because its sound quality is lacking, experts say it's good enough for podcasts or other casual listening. And it has a fun feature.
It has its own carabiner that allows you to hook it on to just about anything that has a loop or a latch, or any place that you want to hook it on.
Have fun playing music all summer.
To Packers news now. Family night gave the team a lot of things to work with and things to work on. A couple of days after the yearly event at Lambeau, the team, specifically head coach Matt LaFleur, is finding areas that the team needs to work on before the slate of preseason games. Some of the work is going to require some more reps, more practice, and from what LaFleur saw on Friday, maybe more conditioning.
Some guys are where they need to be, and then there's a few guys that aren't. So that's just part about being a professional. If you're not getting the work in that you need to in practice to get in football shape, then you got to do some extra on your own. And I know our strength staff is monitoring those guys pretty closely, and so you'll probably see some of those guys working after practice a little bit more.
Here's a look at the Packers' training camp schedule for practices open to the public. Today, Wednesday, the Packers' first preseason game is this Friday. Can you believe it? 7:30 out in San Francisco against the 49ers.
Sam Decker is on the move this morning. The former Badger basketball player heading across the pond to play with the London Lions. They're part of the British Basketball League. Last season, Decker made a brief appearance with the Toronto Raptors before heading overseas to play with Turkey. There, he averaged 13 points and 5.5 boards a game. I was following this on Twitter. He's a new dad, so he's going to have a lot going on over in London.
The London Lions?
Yeah.
I had no idea they even had a basketball league.
I knew there was a European league.
Yeah.
And it seems like a lot of Badgers head over there if they don't make it to the NBA, if they don't stay in the NBA like Decker did.
Yeah, well, good luck with new dad, Mr. Decker.
Oh, yeah, we'll be thinking of you. All right, at 6:20, coming up, an ice cream favorite possibly revived.
And in our next half hour, a controversial solution behind what some are calling a deer problem in Janesville. Stay with us.
Call for action only on News 3 Now.
Experience does count. When you're shopping for new furniture, a mattress set, or flooring, come to the experts at McGann Furniture and Flooring in Baraboo. Our experienced staff is well-trained in home decorating and will answer all your questions so you can buy with confidence. You'll find big city selection and an enjoyable shopping experience. And remember, we don't raise prices only to lower them later for a sale. Come see the difference experience can make at McGann Furniture and Flooring, downtown Baraboo.
Huh. They look different online.
Jeez. Wow, that's a lot of rules. When you prefer dream vacation over a rental nightmare.
Let's get you checked in.
It matters where you stay. Hilton for the stay.
Raising healthy children takes a village, and kids thrive when their village is healthy too.
SSM Health and News 3 Now are helping you unlock a healthier world with our Time for Kids Keys to Health campaign. We'll show you how sustainable choices create healthier lifestyles, explore the impacts of food security on families,
and share ways we can help build a healthy community together. So join us on air, online, and in your village.
And take time for kids.
I want to share my story so others can know that they are not alone.
When my mom and dad were first expecting, the pregnancy had complications and there was very little chance of survival. My mom's health was at risk too. She chose to end the pregnancy.
It was my decision, not some politicians.
Every woman should have the right to make her own decision. And I'll fight alongside you every step of the way until you do. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Get moving with the Planet Fitness Black Card and check out all the perks. Like access to over 2,000 locations? You got it. Bring a guest anytime. That's right. And relax and unwind with massage chairs and more. Plus, get tons of variety and space to move in our super clean clubs. Your fitness is essential. Join Planet Fitness today and get all the perks of the PF Black Card.
Join Planet Fitness today in club or online for just $0 down, then only $24.99 a month. Hurry, this offer ends August 10th.
Brothers Maine has been family-owned since 1938. Some of us were born into this family, and others chose to join through the years. And we know you can't replace family, but you can replace appliances, and Brothers Maine is here for you when one breaks down. Our in-house team has delivered ranges to washers to refrigerators to hectic households in a pinch, oftentimes the next day. Just because an appliance breaks down doesn't mean you have to. We're not big box. We're Brothers Maine, and we want you to feel like family here.
Welcome back. We always ask you to share your morning with us. Gwen gave us a stunning peek at what I assume is her backyard. Pretty jealous of that setup.
Yeah, that is a nice view. Thank you so much for sharing your morning with us, Gwen. Loving the colors in this photo. If you want to share your morning with us, it's easy. Just use the hashtag MyNews3Morning when you post on social media.
It's 6:24 on your Monday. Trending this morning, the Choco Taco might get a second life.
Klondike says an outpouring of support has come in, making them reconsider their long-term plans. It was just a few weeks ago. You remember this? That Klondike said that it would discontinue the Choco Taco. Reason given, a result of complex production challenges amid the pandemic. Klondike's announcement upset a lot of folks on Twitter. Klondike says a plan to bring it back is in the works now, although it may take some time.
All three of us are pretty sure that we haven't had a Choco Taco before. I will say it does look very tasty.
Does it?
Can you find them in stores right now, or have they been fully discontinued?
I don't know.
I didn't see it last time.
I mean, it looks good.
I guess.
I mean, it looks just like, it's got the waffle cone and the ice cream, some chocolate, a little crunch.
I guess this would be a perfect representation of what an ice cream taco would look like, but I'm just like, I don't know if I want an ice cream taco.
Buddy, you're not pregnant. I want that ice cream taco. Hand it over.
Oh, so that's what the cravings are like. Okay.
Great breakfast.
This reminds me, my kids are so different, each one of them.
Yeah.
Some like to savor, some devour.
Oh.
And my 3-year-old right now takes forever to eat any ice cream. She savors it, and it ends up just melting in a big glob of
Is that Claire?
goo.
Claire does that? Oh, buddy.
That's adorable.
You give her something that she should just, she should eat, but it's not that big. She should eat it before it all melts, but she's just savoring every little bit of it. It's just a big pile of goop by the end of it.
Savor. I don't know what that means.
I don't really either. I'm much more of a devourer.
Yeah, you and me both, buddy.
All right, Julian, quick weather.
Yeah, that's right. And we're looking at blue skies ahead once we get done with Monday, and temperatures will be in the 70s with one day in the 80s on Wednesday.
All right, thanks, Julian. Stick around, folks. We're back right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The OBGYN team at Associated Physicians wants to remind you that it's time to redirect your attention. Back to you. We are here, and we have just one focus. You. Call us at Associated Physicians, 233-9746.
Ron Johnson never thinks about people like me. He's all about those Washington guys. Drug companies, insurance companies. Johnson took their money and pushed for billions in special corporate tax breaks, and even admitted benefiting from them himself. No wonder Johnson's net worth doubled since he's been in Washington. Meanwhile, Johnson thinks we ought to consider raising the retirement age. We ought to put Ron Johnson into retirement instead. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Without the right start to your day, your morning could hit a wall.
It's not the door. I got it.
Belvita breakfast biscuits are baked with slow-release carbs and provide steady morning energy to help you rise and thrive.
Come on, Brian.
Dad, look.
Brian, come on.
I'm Courtney.
I'm Brian.
Ready, Brian? Summer won't last forever, but you can go out and make memories that will during Toyota's National Sales Event.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, a 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan and roadside assistance. See your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com to learn more.
Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Only 2 things are forever: love and Liberty Mutual customizing your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. And if anyone objects to this marriage, Kevin, no, not today. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Migraine attacks? You can't always avoid triggers like stress. Qulipta can help prevent migraine attacks. You can't prevent what's going on outside. That's why Qulipta helps what's going on inside. Qulipta is a pill, gets right to work to prevent migraine attacks and keeps them away over time. Qulipta blocks CGRP, a protein believed to be a cause of migraine attacks. Qulipta is a preventive treatment for episodic migraine. Most common side effects are nausea, constipation, and tiredness. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Qulipta.
I'm Rebecca Clayfish, and your choice for governor is clear. I'm the Tea Party mom who took on the Madison establishment and won. Tim Michaels is a Madison insider who's enriched himself with your tax dollars. I stood with Scott Walker to cut your taxes. Tim Michaels sided with the union bosses and pushed to raise our gas tax to make himself richer. Tim Michaels is out for himself. I'm Rebecca Clayfish. As governor, I'll always fight for you.
At Associated Physicians, do you know how much we offer all under one roof? It's a lot. From OBGYN, peds, and internal medicine to lab, x-ray, behavioral health, and more. Associated Physicians, 233-9746.
Right now, Janesville City Council considering a vote on whether hunting should be allowed at a popular public park.
Also, a stabbing in a small Dodge County community. What we know about the people involved this morning.
And we're continuing to see flood watches expire. We'll tell you the latest coming up.
Good Monday morning, everybody. Thanks for waking up with us. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Julian Seawright in for Chris Reese this morning. And again, a lot of rain. It sounded like a lot of rain, at least. That was pitter-pattering against my window last night.
Absolutely, and on top of that, the rumble of thunder.
Yeah.
Nice little ambiance to wake up to this morning. But the good news is, well, that's pretty much over with. As we take a look outside as of right now, this is what we're seeing first and foremost, the flood watches. Well, those are starting to expire throughout much of southern Wisconsin. Now we just have a couple of counties left, which is between Lafayette and Greene County and Rock County in itself as well. And of course, the longest it's going to last is until 1 p.m. But since the rain has subsided, we're going to be looking at that to expect to expire later into this morning. Now, taking a look at our radar currently as of right now, you can see the rain in itself is mainly into the far southeastern corridor of southern Wisconsin, and even the training showers that were just near the northern Illinois border are starting to push their way and stall out a bit more east, going towards Chicago as we are going into the rest of this morning. Now, over the last 3 hours, we have been watching these showers develop and pretty much just subside over the course of the last 3 hours for us, which is good news, because as we're getting ready to head out the door, folks, you don't necessarily need the umbrella this morning. However, it's still going to be wet on the ground, and our roads will be still a bit slick. We're not going to be looking at consistent rainfall throughout the rest of our morning, afternoon, or even for today. Take a look at the last 48 hours. A nice color palette as we're waking up to. But over the 48 hours, we've seen significant rainfall totals. And by significant, I mean many of us have seen 2 to 3 inches of rainfall over the last 48 hours. And even areas just to the southwest have seen close to 5 inches of rain. Near the Illinois state line, we saw heavy amounts of rain, and that's where some of the flooding has started to occur too in northern Illinois, where we've seen close to about an estimated 10 inches of rainfall. And that all came from the stalled out front, was acted as a catalyst for us to see plenty of showers that just stalled itself out into the upper Midwest and a part of southern Wisconsin over the last 24 hours. Good news is, whatever we're going to be seeing as of right now is going to be gone and within the next hour. So we get into the mid-morning to late morning hours, temperatures are going to be into the lower 70s for us. And on top of it, it's going to be rather cool and cloudy as we get into our Monday. Cloud cover is going to start to clear up by the time we get into tonight's Tuesday morning. However, it's going to be another comfortable start for our day. And on top of it, temperatures into the afternoon hours will be into the middle and upper 70s. Folks, it's going to shape up to be quite a marvelous day. Now looking at much more for rain totals over the next 24 hours, and anything that you see as of right now for Monroe and Janesville, well, we're not looking for that to really start to be precipitable either, as we have seen that rain move itself out in southern Wisconsin. Taking a look at our 10-day forecast, honestly, your eyes should just glitter as we are looking at gorgeous conditions over the next 10 days. Upper 70s, low 80s, that's right, except for Wednesday. The one day is going to feel a bit more like summer, where we do have a shot of seeing a storm at night. Overall, it is going to be a gorgeous stretch with blue skies ahead, guys.
Cloudy Monday. Wednesday, are you thinking those thunderstorms will be overnight?
Going to be mainly in the overnight hours, so it probably won't even affect us by the time we get on air.
Wow, beautiful week ahead. Julian, thank you for that.
Yep.
Hey, it is still a good day today to stay on top of the weather and those flood watches to the south of us, especially if you're in Rock County. You can stay in the know with our Channel 3000 weather app. Just do a search for Channel 3000 weather in your phone's app store.
Tonight, the Janesville City Council will introduce a new controversial resolution. Residents are clashing over a proposal that would allow bow hunting for deer in one of the city's most popular botanical gardens. It's meant to keep deer from grazing in the Rotary Gardens. Some believe the deer should be able to roam free and eat what they want, while others disagree.
Well, I know it's a problem. I see it. I walk on the bike path. It's not only a problem at the gardens, but it's also a problem throughout the town.
The City Council meeting is scheduled for 6 o'clock this evening. It's at the Janesville Municipal Building. And for anyone who wants to share their opinion, there is a public hearing scheduled in the same location for August 22nd.
A Greene County man is safe this morning after a silver alert reported him missing yesterday. It's all thanks to a community coming together to successfully find him. Deputies say 70-year-old John Svensson stopped his truck in the middle of the road in Argyle and just walked away. Officers, emergency crews, and family members all searched the nearby woods for him with help from a drone and a canine team. They did find him around 11 Sunday morning. Officers say he was in distress. They were able to take him by UTV to a nearby farm. He was then taken to a local hospital.
Developing this morning, Dodge County Sheriff's officials are investigating a stabbing in Reeseville. Deputies were called to Lincoln Avenue around 8 o'clock Saturday night for a disturbance. When they got there, they found a 21-year-old man armed with a knife and a stabbing victim with serious injuries. The victim was taken to a local hospital and should survive. Meanwhile, the suspect was arrested and taken to the Dodge County Jail, where they're awaiting formal criminal charges.
Police in Cincinnati are searching for a suspect after a mass shooting sent 9 to the hospital. It happened in the Over the Rhine neighborhood in this city just before 2 a.m. Sunday around bar time. Someone shot multiple rounds into a crowd outside of a bar. Somebody had to be taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Everyone expected to survive. You can see the scene afterward, though, was quite a mess. A Cincinnati police officer who was nearby during the shooting fired one shot at the suspect. Still not clear if that person was hit.
We are following alarming news out of the Southwest this morning, with police reporting the murders of 4 men in Albuquerque, all of them Muslim and all of them ambushed. Afghan immigrant Naeem Hussein was shot Friday, making him the 3rd Muslim man to be murdered in Albuquerque in less than 2 weeks. 41-year-old Aftab Hussein was killed on July 26th, and 27-year-old Muhammad Afzal Hussein on August 1st. Family members of the victims hope the suspect can be identified so no one has to deal with the loss of a loved one this way.
Brother will not come back, but I want someone else's brother, someone else's sister, someone else's dad or mother should not be victim of those people.
Police say the killer or killers may also be responsible for a 4th victim who was murdered back in November.
In Florida, the Coast Guard has responded to a grounded sailboat carrying more than 100 migrants. Rescue crews reportedly were able to transfer the people to Coast Guard ships, though some of them had to be rescued from the water. Officials didn't immediately release details about where the people were from or specify exactly how many were on board.
Primary concern immediately once the scene was secured today was really focusing on the care for the migrants. With over 300 migrants on board a vessel, they were extremely dehydrated, very dangerous conditions.
This comes after the Coast Guard reported another boat carrying migrants had capsized off the coast of the Florida Keys. 2 people were killed in that instance. 5 others are still missing.
And in New York City, a second bus carrying migrants from Texas has arrived. New York City Mayor Eric Adams greeting 14 migrants yesterday at the Port Authority bus terminal. Texas Governor Greg Abbott sent the first bus with 40 asylum seekers to New York on Friday. Governor Abbott started busing migrants out of Texas in his battle with the Biden administration on immigration. Mayor Adams says he's going to send the right message by providing resources the asylum seekers need. It's 6:37 here on your Monday morning. We start off the work week with a little bit of some rain that's moving on out. We'll keep tracking those showers when we come back.
And when we get back, a new push to get more people of color involved in STEM careers.
It's the final push of the News for Now Back to School drive. This morning, we are tallying up where we are and how far we need to go yet in the 608. Stay tuned.
Shop local for quality made in the USA products at Wanakee Furniture, ETC. Browse a wide variety of sofas and hardwood home furnishings from brands you can trust, like Smith Brothers, Simply Amish, and Flex Steel. Every style, every budget.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture, ETC. It's time to amp up the fun at your local Ford dealer. The summer supercharged sales event is here. So stop by your Ford dealer today and check out great offers on select Ford vehicles. Then discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level.
Choose Flex Buy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge SUV and get 0% APR financing for 66 months.
Menards has everything you need for your outdoor projects. Cabot Premium exterior wood stains and finishes are now 11% off. Bring out the natural beauty for all of your wood projects. With hundreds of color and transparency combinations, Cabot has a stain to fit every job. Let the fresh air in with a new Larson Storm Door. We carry a huge selection of stylish doors in stock. Larson Storm Doors are 11% off now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards. So I climbed into the cab and then I settled down inside. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
Ron Johnson never thinks about people like me. He's all about those Washington guys. Drug companies, insurance companies. Johnson took their money and pushed for billions in special corporate tax breaks, and even admitted benefiting from them himself. No wonder Johnson's net worth doubled since he's been in Washington. Meanwhile, Johnson thinks we ought to consider raising the retirement age. We ought to put Ron Johnson into retirement instead. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Shop local for quality made in the USA products at Wanakee Furniture, ETC. Browse a wide variety of sofas and hardwood home furnishings from brands you can trust, like Smith Brothers, Simply Amish, and Flex Steel. Every style, every budget.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Wisconsin is now one of the nation's most important political battlegrounds. The August primaries and November midterms could set a new course for our state and our country.
News 3 Now brings you a look at the key races and issues in Campaign 2022 Battleground Wisconsin.
Tonight at 7.
Imagine a world without breast cancer. What if you were the one more we needed to raise one more dollar, take one more step, share one more story? The power of one starts with you. Join us for the More Than Pink Walk, August 28th.
Our back-to-school coverage continues this morning. And, folks, we need your help. Time is running out to make a big difference right here in the 608.
Yeah, Josh Breiter is live at the Boys and Girls Club in Dane County this morning.
Hey.
Oh, with some of the backpacks that we donated right here at News 3 Now.
That's my backpack.
Hey guys, yeah, look at this, Chris Stanford. I found your backpack. We just went through my backpack. Leah's backpack has already been gone through. I know Chris Stanford also had a pair of shoes. There they are. Look at that. The nice pair of shoes. Look how cute they are right there. Again, this is just one of the many options that we have for this back-to-school drive, and it's the final push here. We have a good start here at the Boys and Girls Club. Of course, this is the final week. Tiffany Loomis is with us this morning. Tiffany, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So you're kind of busy unpacking, kind of telling where things are, and how are we sitting so far?
Yeah, things are rolling in. We're super excited. Our event on Friday was absolutely amazing. Through this Friday, we're accepting donations, and we have 42 other partners that you can go on our website to look where you can also drop off additional supplies, as well as you can make a donation on our website, and we do have an Amazon wish list accessible as well.
Yeah, so things are starting to really, you know, take shape here. Tomorrow is the college distribution, so that's kind of the first big day. But Thursday, Friday this week, that's going to be really the big push as we get towards the end of the week.
Correct, correct. So our goal is to get everything in the facility no later than Monday, and then we have volunteers starting on Wednesday to assemble the backpacks for distribution on the 18th.
And you're still in need of volunteers for that too?
Correct. You can also go on our website and sign up to volunteer.
So as you're tallying things up so far, you know, when you're seeing things coming in, how are things shaping up? What do we have a lot of, and what are you still looking for?
Yeah, so as we've been working this morning, we're noticing that we're short on headphones. Headphones is an area of priority, as well as dorm supplies for our college students that will be living in the dorm for the first time this year.
All right, so the final push here. So if people have any questions, what's the best way for them to be able to find out those answers?
Yeah, please go to our website, follow us on Facebook. You can call our main number, and that'll get you to any of the facilities.
Wonderful, Tiffany. Thank you so much for all of
you.
your hard work. We'll let you get back at it this morning, guys. Again, the final push you have till the end of the week. Plenty of time to make things happen here in the 608. Again, you can donate those school supplies. We have that Amazon wish list, and also the donations that are critical. Remember that they can make those donations go really, really far when it comes to those school supplies. So still plenty of time to get out there and make a difference, guys.
College kid supplies in specific here, really needed.
Yeah, and if you go to the Amazon wish list, they have everything broken down so easy and make it so smooth for you, from those pre-Kers all the way up through college. We need to help these kiddos out.
All right. Josh Breiter, thank you very much for featuring that. We appreciate it. Last 2 days, everybody.
And don't forget to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out on social media or email him for a chance to be featured. 6:45 now, a former WNBA player taking her skills off the court and into class to help kids of color. Nisha Butler opened the STEAM Champs Education Center in July. That's STEM with an A. The A stands for arts, teaching skills from computer coding and robotics to things like chess. A poll released last year found black people account for just 9% of the STEM workforce, a statistic that Butler wants to change. This all started when she was just 12 and took her first computer science class.
I really look back to that time because that set the foundation, that gave me the confidence, that gave me the skill. It was a year-long class. And I realized I was the only female in that class, and of course the only person of color in that class.
Butler believes STEAM Champs is the country's first Afro-Latina-owned educational center that specializes in coding and robotics.
Love to see that. Yesterday was the final round of the Shaw Charity Classic, and Jerry Kelly in the mix. He entered the day one shot off the lead. The Madison native played a pretty solid round yesterday and ended up tying things right at the end, so we head into sudden death. Kelly would face off against John Houston. Kelly ends up with a birdie putt right there to win it. It's his 11th PGA Tour champion win of his career.
I told you, I want to close it on these guys. You know, I want to actually make birdies, close it, and finish it. And I got that one, but I missed the rest of them. But I needed this one right here. That was great.
And he got it. There you go. Good to see a Madison native doing some good things.
Yeah, congrats to him. All right, Julian Seawright here now with your first warn weather. A look at today's commute, Julian.
That's right, and that's what we care about so much as we're heading out the door for our Monday morning. Wet roads are going to be expected for us in some residential areas, especially just south of Dane County, near Rock, Greene, and Lafayette County. Could see some flooding, so just be mindful of that throughout much of this morning. But the good news is we're not looking at any more rain throughout our forecast. So our road conditions are going to improve by the time we get into our lunchtime hour. However, the cloud cover in itself is going to stick around. We are looking at just some light fog, but overall not much that's going to be lowering our visibility. But just be mindful that it is going to be a dreary and overcasted day for us. Temperatures are going to be at their warmest as of right now, because by the time we get into the later part of this mid and later morning hours, we're going to see those lower 70s stick around. And folks, it is going to be rather cool throughout the course of our Monday. We still have that flood watch in effect for a few of those counties, which is Greene, Lafayette, Rock, and Walworth counties until about 1 p.m. But we can start to see those expire within the next hours or two, because we're not looking at much more rain, as it has pretty much exited out of southern Wisconsin for us. Here's a look at it currently where the rain is as of right now, but we're not looking at much more as we continue throughout the rest of our morning hours, which is great news. But since we're looking at that cold front starting to sweep its way in from northern Wisconsin, we're going to be seeing those cooler temperatures rolling our way in. So it's already, in terms of surface temperatures, rather comfortable to kick off our morning, but things are going to get even cooler by the time we get into the afternoon. Quick look at our traffic around the Beltline, looking smooth as butters. We're into the green, but off of Fish Hatch on the ramp, looking at some slow spots, and into the interstates. We are also looking smooth as butter as well, as we are all on the green. It's going to do it for right now. Back to you guys.
All right, Julian Seawright breaking it all down for us. We appreciate it. 6:48 coming up in the morning sprint, the winner of the 2022 Madison CrossFit Games.
First, though, we want to say happy birthday to Riker and all the kiddos turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with News 3 Now this morning. We'll be right back.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
It's Slumberland's anniversary sale, and to celebrate, we're stacking the deals. Buy any sofa or sectional and get 20% off your second purchase. Get another 20% off both items. Plus, we are still offering great special financing at Slumberland Furniture.
I'm Rebecca Clayfish, and your choice for governor is clear. I'm the Tea Party mom who took on the Madison establishment and won. Tim Michaels is a Madison insider who's enriched himself with your tax dollars. I stood with Scott Walker to cut your taxes. Tim Michaels sided with the union bosses and pushed to raise our gas tax to make himself richer. Tim Michaels is out for himself. I'm Rebecca Clayfish. As governor, I'll always fight for you.
Helpful hints for you from Meineke. Your vehicle's brake pads are designed to wear down over time. That's why we recommend a visual brake inspection at least once a year or before you hit the road for a trip. If you feel or hear anything abnormal, stop into Meineke for a free brake inspection and a courtesy check today. And with 4 locations in the Madison area, there's always a Meineke nearby. Set up your appointment at Meineke.com today.
On your springs break, we know that tomorrow is too late.
At Precision, we're prepared. We have everything that we need on the vehicle, fix just about any garage door the same day.
We need to take care of these issues right away and get you moving so that you continue on with your life.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Subway's dropping 12 new subs for the all-new Subway Series menu.
The new Monster has juicy steak and crispy bacon.
But what about the new Boss? It looks so good. It makes me hangry.
Settle down there, big guy.
The new Subway Series. What's your pick?
Who needs pants?
Got it.
Come on, let's go. Hustle.
The stroller?
Double stroller. Let's go.
Hustle. Come on.
Let's go.
I'm gonna fall up.
When you're traveling with 3 kids and pretty much everything they own,
Hi, guys. Welcome.
it matters where you stay. Hilton for the stay.
Hi, I'm Daryl from Little America. Blake and his cousin Connor are here with their families from Madison today. What's your favorite ride? Connor's older sister, Cassie, told me her favorite is the go-karts. Mom loves that she can bring a picnic basket, and Dad enjoys miniature golf. There's fun for the whole family at Little America, where big fun is only a few smiles away.
It's Slumberland's anniversary mattress sale, and we've got great deals and specials on mattresses. Like a free bedding bundle with select mattress purchases of $5.99 or more. That's 2 free pillows, a sheet set, comforter, and 2 pillowcases. Free, only at Slumberland Furniture.
RHD Plumbing, a proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
6:51, time for the morning sprint.
Janesville City Council will introduce a new proposal at tonight's meeting on allowing bow hunting in a popular botanical garden. Residents say they've had issues with deer eating plants on their property and in the gardens. This new proposed permit, though, causing some controversy. Some people think the deer should be able to graze freely. That meeting takes place tonight at 6.
Tomorrow is primary day. Voters are going to decide who will run up against incumbent Governor Tony Evers. And new data out this morning showing that former Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Clayfish has a slight lead over Tim Michaels. We will have coverage all day tomorrow right here on News 3 Now.
Madison's 2022 CrossFit Games officially in the books. For the last few days, men and women have been competing with the hopes of earning the title fittest on earth. Did you watch some of these competitions? They're pretty crazy. This year's winners might be familiar to you. Justin Medeiros is crowned for the 2nd year in a row. And on the women's side, Aussie Tia Claire Toomey wins her 6th consecutive title. That's the most of all time.
Brewers in action yesterday against the Cincinnati Reds. They're now not in first in the NL Central for the first time since the end of June. Yesterday, they were looking to win the rubber match against the Reds. Willie Adames going deep there, his 22nd of the year. Reds would answer and ultimately win this one 4-2. Brewers now off today ahead of a series with the Tampa Bay Rays. Heavy storms in Denver causing flash flooding. Take a look at this. Major roads completely covered in water this morning. The Denver Fire Department reported at least 19 people had to be rescued.
President Biden and the First Lady are scheduled to tour eastern Kentucky today following the devastating storms that killed at least 37 people in that state. Those folks saw 8 to 10 inches of rain fall in just 48 hours. The Bidens will meet with Kentucky's governor and visit families affected by the storms today. This trip marks the president's first outside of Washington since testing positive for COVID.
Vice President Kamala Harris casting the deciding vote as the Senate approved a budget bill that addresses a number of President Biden's legislative priorities. That includes the Inflation Reduction Act, which aims to reduce health care and prescription drug costs while investing nearly $400 billion in efforts to fight climate change. The House is now expected to vote on the measure Friday.
Palestinian and Israeli officials are hopeful a ceasefire that started last night will hold this morning after a weekend marred by violence. The Egyptian government brokered the truce after more than 40 people, including kids, were killed by airstrikes in Gaza.
And the debate over in-person learning during the pandemic, a new study finds a full classroom does not lead to the spread of COVID-19. Researchers at Boston University analyzed thousands of class meetings and found that with mandated vaccinations and masking, indoor learning did not increase the spread of the virus.
Flavored nicotine gum, lozenges, and gummies are catching on with American teens. A study in the journal Pediatrics finds e-cigarettes are still the most popular products, but these new edibles rank second, some of them marketed with sweet flavors that appeal to teenagers.
Prime Video reviving the 1992 film A League of Their Own. A new version is going to highlight the women who played in the All-American Professional Baseball League. The limited series follows the Rockford, Illinois Peaches as they compete during the World War II era. You can look for it on Prime starting this Friday.
And our 10-day forecast is something out of a dream, as we are going to be looking at our second week of August to be into the 70s with plenty of sunshine in our forecast. Once we are done with the storms for today, it's going to be blue skies ahead throughout the next few days for us. Wednesday will be the one outlier as we hang into the 80s, but other than that, folks, guys, it's going to be great.
It's as warm as it's going to be today, right now.
Yep, we're already going to hit our forecasted high as of right now because we're going to see even cooler temperatures coming in from Canada throughout the course of this afternoon. So it's going to feel weirdly nice.
Certainly a change from yesterday. Did you folks have those fogged up windows like we did?
So muggy.
It's like walking into the jungle outside.
You can also just like draw on your little windows, and you guys probably don't do that, but I'm sure the kids probably do.
Maybe this guy does. Yeah, but we do have chances for rain coming again Wednesday. That'll be overnight.
That'll be the overnight hours. That'll be the one time throughout our work week where we do have the outlier, is the overnight showers and storm chances. But other than that, we're still looking at our Wednesday to be rather warm, summer-like, and still plenty of sunshine.
And Madison is all done with the rain for today.
Yeah, we're going to be done. It's going to be cloudy skies, but the blue skies are just around the corner.
Julian, thanks so much.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks for joining us this morning, folks. Stay right here on News 3 Now and Channel3000.com for the very latest as we head into primary day tomorrow here in Wisconsin.